When a group of tourists stumbled upon a strange formation in the Nevada desert in 2005, they initially thought it was some secret military installation or even a UFO crash site. Bright neon colors, fountains shooting from the ground, and eerie hissing sounds made them panic, call emergency services. And one witness even fainted from terror at the sight of this alien spectacle. The story of this incredible place began back in 1964, when a simple farmer named Bill Becks stood in the middle of his dying ranch, cursing the heavens. His land had turned into a cracked wasteland. Cattle were dying of thirst, and bankers were already knocking on his door, demanding debt payments. Bill was desperate, but not stupid. He'd heard old-timers' legends about underground rivers of hot water hidden deep beneath the Nevada desert, remnants from ancient volcanoes. These stories had been passed down through generations among local Native Americans who considered these places sacred and warned they shouldn't be disturbed. But Bill wasn't one to believe in superstitions. He gathered his last money, borrowed more from relatives, and hired a drilling crew from California. Neighbors thought he was crazy. His wife Mary cried at night, realizing that if the plan failed, they'd lose everything, including the house that Bill's grandfather had built. Drilling began in July, at the height of summer heat when temperatures exceeded 113 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade. Workers complained about unbearable conditions, but Bill paid them overtime, begging them to continue. Every day he stood by the drilling rig from dawn to dusk, peering at the extracted rock, searching for any sign that water was near. On the 23rd day of drilling, something strange happened. The drill suddenly dropped down, as if it had hit a void. Thick steam with the smell of sulfur poured from the well. Workers panicked and ran from the rig, one of them screaming that they'd drilled straight into hell. Bill, on the contrary, ran closer, his heart pounding wildly with anticipation. When the steam cleared, a jet of boiling water shot from the well, colored greenish. The water was so hot, it burned even at a distance. Bill lowered a thermometer into it and gasped. The temperature exceeded 194 degrees Fahrenheit. Such water couldn't be used to irrigate crops. It would simply cook them. Chemical analysis revealed an even grimmer picture. The water was saturated with minerals to such a degree that it resembled liquid rock. Iron, magnesium, calcium, sulfur. The concentration of these substances was hundreds of times higher than acceptable agricultural standards. Bill's dreams collapsed in a single day. In desperation and rage, the farmer ordered the well sealed as quickly as possible. He didn't want to see this reminder of his failure anymore. Workers hastily filled the well with cement, covered it with a metal cap, and left, abandoning Bill alone with his shattered dreams. But underground forces proved far more stubborn than human plans. The pressure of hot water below ground was colossal, and the hasty sealing of the well was insufficiently reliable. Within weeks, micro cracks appeared in the cement plug, through which geothermal water began slowly seeping to the surface. The first years brought only wet spots around the abandoned well, but the hot mineral water reaching the surface left colored deposits after evaporation. Red iron oxides, white calcium carbonates, yellow sulfur compounds. Each element added its shade to the forming palette. 5 years passed before anyone noticed the strange changes. Bill had sold the ranch and moved to the city by then, never learning about the wonder he'd inadvertently created. The land's new owners noticed an unusual mound of bright colors where flat desert once lay. By the 70s, changes became dramatic. Constant hot water flow created an entire system of terraces and cones resembling miniature volcanoes. But most amazing was that these formations were literally alive. Extreme conditions, high temperature, mineral saturation, constant humidity created perfect environment for thermophilic bacteria and algae. These ancient life forms, existing since the planet's birth, flourished brilliantly on the mineral deposit's surface. Each microorganism species produced its own color. Red thermophiles painted hot areas blood-colored. Green algae created emerald patches in cooler zones, while yellow bacteria formed golden stripes, where sulfur concentration was particularly high. The entire structure resembled a mad artist's palette. By the late 70s, Fly Geyser, as locals dubbed it, reached nearly 6.5 feet in height and continued growing. 3 main cones shot jets of hot water up to 5 feet high, creating a constant steam cloud over the desert. At night, this place looked especially eerie. Steam glowed in moonlight, and gurgling sounds carried for miles around. Rumors about the strange place spread among enthusiasts of the unusual. In the 80s, first tourists, photographers, and researchers began arriving. Many couldn't believe their eyes seeing this otherworldly beauty amid dreary desert. Some believed it was aliens' work or a secret government experiment. Geologists explained the phenomenon more prosaically, but no less amazingly. Bill's failed well had hit an underground geothermal system connected to the region's ancient volcanic activity. Water heats at depths of several miles and rises to the surface under pressure, carrying dissolved minerals from Earth's depths. Interestingly, similar geothermal features exist in Yellowstone and Iceland, but they formed naturally over thousands of years. Fly Geyser is the world's only man-made geyser, created accidentally by human activity and continuing to evolve each year. Modern research revealed that Fly Geyser's microbiological community is unique. Some bacterial species found here exist nowhere else on Earth. Scientists study these organisms, hoping to understand how life originated on our planet billions of years ago. In 2016, the Burning Man Project organization acquired land including Fly Geyser, aiming to preserve this unique natural monument. Now access to the geyser is strictly controlled, since the fragile ecosystem can be easily disrupted by careless visitors. Water temperature in the geyser remains constant year-round, about 189 degrees Fahrenheit. Every minute it ejects about 3.5 gallons of mineral water, which deposits tons of new formations annually, continuing to increase the structure's height and complexity. Bill Becks died in 1992 in a Reno nursing home, never learning about the masterpiece he'd accidentally created. His attempt to find water to save his ranch failed, but gave the world one of nature's most amazing wonders. Sometimes our greatest failures become sources of the most incredible discoveries.